Even alone,
I said.
if you drive on, it's dry or snow, it just blows it off the road anyways.
That's right.
You know,
Because when you
but when
make.
they put that pre-treat down, it just melts.
Yeah, melts it.
Howdy, everybody.
Where's your video at?
We have you. What's that? My video? Can you see me now?
No.
Can't see it. Is there a thing?
Well, there-
Video.
Here we
Sorry,
go.
folks.
There it is.
George, we're gonna,
I know.
There you go.
Can you see me now?
we can see you now.
Hello?
Yep, can you hear us?
All right. Good.
Okay.
How is everybody up here in the cold north? I can. How is everybody up here in the cold north?
Cold.
Ready for roll call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Stay warm, Dan. Stay warm, my friend.
Here.
Charlie. Are you here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joan? Here. Scott.
Well, I'm not here, but I'm there.
All right, please stand for the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please talk quietly amongst yourselves as we audit vouchers.
Oh, I thought he was flying
See you putting them over there.
Yeah. You just sign later.
You know, the way I operate is I plug it in the phone and then it tells me 5 minutes before the meeting.
Sorry?
Oh, right, right.
Yeah. This is a good process. It's just nice that you got to work and you can have a question and it's like, oh, this is very nice. put some math on these, you? I thought it was- These are the ones I was taking.
What's happening?
I'm still doing 6 months CA, 6 months DBs. Yes, well, the bills are split up, so. If you look at the forward of last week. Right.
But I meant citizen center, that's what we're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we do is we take the whole bill, split it in half between CADB.
Right.
So it's not from May to November anymore, because we used to do it that way. But the bookkeeper thought it's easier just to say half, half and half. It works out. And it's like, yeah. Well, that was easy.
Intersect.
Where do you do it? In your explosion? Pretty over flat, or that's on here, the yacht club.
It's in, yeah, it's the one that sits up on the bank. Right above.
Very nice, and do people make appointments, so
We require it.
how do they know about this? Is there posters that we can,
And the newspaper article. It's good work. Just possibly locations and what's on with them.
how do you
Still from before, no, I'm pretty much over that.
Good for you, that's very nice. 2 days a week,
So, I'm a full-time job.
how many days, how many hours a day?
We're just going on and 4:30.
That's strong enough. Do people have that staff? When
I just haven't heard that from
turn it off and there, we have to go home and try to
For some
find
check.
a
So if we say.
They can be upsetting to some people.
Is it seniors only, or how?
We can assign it, but if it's fine, then it's not. But if it's not, well, yeah. avoiding the box.
Yeah, that's what most people need. Yeah, great.
Come get your taxes done. Yeah. How's it work?
Yeah, it really is. You get a heads up on the number of appointments when it first starts each year, or,
I'm just curious about, isn't this about, posting? So you didn't have any this month?
no,
Really?
They didn't have any because I did it
So.
the 31st.
And
they had a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
I would have
a lot?
expected that to be like that.
No, because if you think about it, the planning board was,
A lot of folks won't have one.
Right, okay.
so their
Right,
postage
so-
was prior to that. I expected she'll be out. And one thing that we did is, taking the account, the phone numbers.
Right.
For categorizing postage is point
Oh,
426.
What a racer.
Mileage is point four, something. Right, there's one little error on your account that, and I told her.
Okay, yeah, but
I
I'm
don't
not
have a
having
point four two six, but she's gonna fix it. But she said just stick it in point four for now.
Do they give you
Okay,
prepare?
So obviously,
that way you can-
Windows and law books software will do that.
yeah, but it's a learning curve,
Okay, right.
because it's.
Yeah, because usually we just go to, I call it tenth place, but now it goes to the
Which is
hundreds.
great. Like to hear about this organization. Okay. You have. Rose? That would be great. I'm trying to remember.
That was in the supervisor's office. but I
I'm
think
taking my
I-
Christmas tree off.
I don't know. Is there a book in your office that's called general?
Well, it's
municipal
the
accounting?
1934.
Something like
first
that.
Christmas
In your-
tree.
in your-
There might be.
Okay.
Where it
And that
defines
looks like
what
Charlie
each-
Brown
the
Brown
different,
account numbers.
right down to
There's not
the
one
point
yet.
for.
That to work over.
I've seen that somewhere, I can't remember. if
It
it's
used
there.
to be the supervisor's office.
Cheering.
Well, things got
on.
purged
They
there.
get their kids string things.
That would be helpful, someone would say.
And put it up on the first two. All right, it's time to take it.
Because the town of the morning something, but that explains it in the. But there are other resources that do this. I'm done.
Okay.
We're gonna mail them down to you, Charlie. You can sign them all tomorrow and then send them back.
All right. Yeah, we can arrange that somehow. Fax machines are
There you
lovely.
go. All right, anybody like privilege of the floor?
You can sign my name.
Bryce?
Yeah, I was curious as to if you heard anything back at all from the state when I.
We have not, to my knowledge.
I did reach out to them again, Bryce,
Okay,
so, and they know that I'm paying attention,
okay,
but we have.
I've heard it's a very lengthy,
yeah,
like years, not months.
No.
Same with Old State Road, right? I
Yes,
heard nothing there.
correct.
okay.
We do know they have been around. They were
Were they
on New
looking-
Street,
Okay.
and you can vouch for that. And, so I'm assuming they also may have been out on Old State, although I didn't see them, but they have been in town.
Anybody else? All right. Department reports, highway, anything to add to your?
Nothing new, like I mentioned, the new tractor mower is assembled and ready to be delivered. We're just waiting for a day that is salt-free.
New truck, you got the down payment?
The down payment has been received, and the request for reimbursement to the state has been approved, and we should be seeing a check in March.
Can I just bring out a point that was brought to my attention lately? Because the heavy equipment, the big truck, sometimes the delivery is not until a year or two out,
Mhm.
that we might want to look at carrying over money. And I believe that phrase is an encumbrance.
Okay,
So when we start budgeting for the 2024 budget, we may want to consider that. And Pat's familiar with the concept. I remember years ago, Pat Green and I had a conversation about encumbrance,
So we should
but it's.
have it delivered and paid for it, 23, correct?
we're hopeful. So right now, it is on Viking's schedule for January of 24.
Oh, okay.
The
So
chat-
then that way, if we carry it over, it would.
Right, so the chassis will be here in 23,
Okay,
but it may move up where we do take delivery of it. We're hopeful.
okay.
It may or may not be applicable, but it's something to
Yeah.
keep in the back of our mind when we're working on future budgets.
Okay.
Anybody else? Counselor,
Just my annual reports and correspondence.
historian?
I only heard from one person this month, and that was Beth Farr from Texas, and she was interested in information on William Austin, Nancy Palmer, Rhoda Austin, Charles Blackman, and Mary Palmer. And I also had my presentation last month.
Would you like to do that?
I would.
I'd like to see it.
Okay, I mentioned last time that, I was going to talk briefly about 3 prisoners that escaped from the Oswego County Jail and how it pertained to the town of Sterling. These 3 escapees got out in the from the Oswego City Jail by having their bars sawed off the prison cell. None of them would rat on who sawed the bars, but they were sawed from the outside of the cell. Newspaper accounts, differ a little on it, but one John Francis Smith was found in a DL&W rail car, probably very near where the caboose that sits out here was made. But that was about 20 years after this. This occurred in 1895, the caboose was made in 1915, right?
17.
Okay, then 22 years later. This occurred in January. The father of this escapee was contacted somehow, got a note saying that his son was in the boxcar. The father went and got him and turned him into the sheriff, who rearrested him. And for doing that, he got a $25 reward. Not only that, but another account stated that actually he was not in the boxcar, but his father took him home because he was dressed in his regular clothes by the time the sheriff got there, and neighbors said they had seen him around the house for a day or 2. He did not turn the money back in though. The second man, his name, he had several aliases. Charles Volks and Charles Boaz were a couple of them. He was captured later in an unknown location. He had stolen a vast amount of wool from Oswego Falls, which is Fulton. That's where the woolen mills were at the time. He took that to Syracuse and sold it several times. He received 4.5 years in Auburn State Prison for this crime, as did Mr. Smith that I just talked about. The last guy, Charles Ditt, was his middle nickname. He headed west, and of course, he ended up in Sterling Valley. He came to his uncle Kelvin Colby's home. Kelvin was the constable at the time. Now, what do you do if you're the constable? And what do you do if you're a prisoner? Go to your uncle, the constable? But anyway, he was caught also. And Mr. Colby wired Oswego City, and they sent a deputy out to get him the next morning. He received 3 years in Auburn State Prison for stealing $200 from his employer. And I figured that out just tonight, that would equal about $7,000 today. Calvin Colby was a town of Sterling resident, first in Sterling Valley, then he moved here to Sterling Center, and finally to Martville after he retired. He had had a lot of jobs in his life: constable, deputy sheriff, truant officer. That was illegal at the time for kids to skip school. He was an animal pound keeper and among other interesting experiences. In 1924, he was the dog catcher for Cayuga County and the pound keeper for Sterling, which means he kept all the stray animals penned in and fenced and fed them. New York State had a problem with a rabies outbreak. So they quarantined all loose animals, especially dogs. But town of Sterling people did not believe that you should ever leash up your dog. It should run loose, which has caused other problems in the town of Sterling besides this one. But anyway, Mr. Colby kept finding his fence down or other things. And then he reinforced that, and then he found that the lock that he had put on the gate to his pound was filled with tiny sticks of wood, so he could not get it open. So he had to tear his own fence down to get in there to take care of the animals. And the sheriff at the time said he was going to go hard on people in Sterling, and trying to hamper Mr. Colby in his duties. So I don't know any more about the story than that, but that's a couple of things on Calvin Colby.
Thank you. We always enjoy that. Something for justices. Planning board, nobody's. CBA,
We have a hearing next Tuesday for an area variance and possibly a residence on a substandard lot. Subsides.
some size.
Yeah.
Historical Society.
We see two old deaths today. I believe they were made in England. Person who made them, delivered them, and we put them in school, so.
Code enforcement, Jonathan gave a pretty detailed report, yearly report, and then monthly report, and everything that's going on in there. Maybe nothing from Utes. Larry, no, something. I was wondering,
Did I have something? That's supposed to be Lee.
Lee, not Lisa.
I'll fix that.
I wondered, I
What did
I've missed things before, but.
I know we just authorized payment for the services.
Mr. Perkins.
Yeah. You guys received the.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yep, thank
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that is nice.
Beth does a good job.
Yeah, I hope you pay her well.
I do, but she's one lucky woman. Just one
In
other
many
thing.
ways, Frank.
What's that?
In many ways.
Yeah, right, yeah, right,
You even let her live with you.
yeah, right. Yeah. On that bunko thing, we have that on Wednesdays. Every other Wednesday, we start at noon. We have a dish to pass, we have a luncheon. Really good. We're getting a good turnout in it. And you don't have to be members of the seniors. Anybody can come on in.
You'll take anybody's money. huh?
Oh, you're right. Hey, let's see, what, I'm gonna give you the schedule here, Lisa, for this year. I was gonna drop them off earlier, but I'll get to you later. One other thing has to do with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was elected president of the Cayuga County, I'll get it right here, Cayuga County Council of Seniors.
Well, congratulations.
You know what the hell they're getting into. But no, seriously, it's a pretty good thing. It's been going on since about 1973. They organized it. And, the last gentleman, I hope it doesn't last this long for me, but he's 95 and he just retired, so.
Wow.
Dan Clark, he's a hell of a nice guy, boy. I said, I hope I don't last that long, do this. But no, it's good, and it's all through the office of the agent, we do all this, and it's really great. And then I'm gonna close by saying, thank you guys for what you do for the seniors.
Thank you, what you do.
Thank you for what you do, Frank. You're truly appreciated amongst the seniors. I know that.
Charlie was,
He said something about you old guys. Thanks, Charlie. He said he really appreciates
Oh,
what
it
you
is.
do for the seniors.
You are truly appreciated among the seniors, Frank. I know that for a fact. They're talking about you in a good way all the time. Your wife, maybe not so much.
Thank you, Charlie, I appreciate that. Tell Dally I said hello.
No problem. Thank you. I will.
Water district?
We have a meeting with C2AE on Thursday night. We have gotten updated, I think some of the board members have gotten the emails. And we'll be able to start moving a little bit more forward with the updated quotes that we get from the other companies. And,
I'm still waiting for Camden to think of
yeah,
nothing back.
okay.
Zoning commission?
We met last week and we've now taken those back burner proposed land use regulation amendments that the town board actually reviewed, I think, last summer. Went through our attorney, 239 committee. So we're pulling those up and we'll be continuing with that process. Those were not real controversial. One was removing the word requiring a Mylar map in our LUR, and the county does not require that anymore, so we're gonna take that out. Those kinds of details, nothing major, but we'll be back in business again.
Employee handbook? Oh, I'm checking. We'll here and then. Violence in the workplace?
Last one, but we have to double check stuff. Gotta get it in.
Department oversight?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh, how'd that end up there?
No, she did. I changed her name. That's how I got messed up when I,
Right,
What's
so
that?
it's
Because I was
really Lee
right.
and Lisa on department, no,
No,
who's on?
it's you.
you.
Oh,
and
okay,
Lisa.
right, okay.
I got
I'm like, where's
Leah.
Lee and Lisa.
Switched around.
Okay. So it's really Karen and I, right?
No, it's
No.
Lisa and Joan.
Okay, but Karen fills in.
When
Thank
it's
you.
my fault.
Lisa,
Lisa,
yeah.
the mom spent hours with Lisa, or Karen reviewing a lot of the books. So anyway, sorry for that lapse in thoughts. Which means we need to start scheduling, Lisa, for this year. And
After taxes,
Right.
after February 10th.
right, okay. And then Karen will be getting in the loop too, so. All righty.
Employee handbook?
We had a meeting. And discussing Juneteenth, and we also had a couple of questions and concerns that we think we'll find the answers to when we, Joan and I are both going to the Association of Towns conference, so I think that will be cleared up a little bit after that conference.
Personnel, I haven't heard back from Sean yet, Charlie, but he said he was gonna move it till after February 1st, our meeting with the Teamsters rep. So. I'll reach back out to him and see if he can. come up with a
Nice.
date or not.
Yeah,
She'll be back the 1st or,
Yeah, yes. The second for sure. Unless I decide the weather stays nice down here, then, no, I'm just kidding.
then you'll have
I'll
to
be
go
back
back to
the
using your
1st.
Zoom plan.
I see storms heading your way, Charlie.
Oh, well, it may hinder us a little bit. Yeah, there's some cold fronts been coming through, but nothing we can't handle from being a Yankee. For sure.
Okay. LWRP. Got Grant and whatever that. Are you guys gonna stay a committee, you think, or
I think the committee's disbanded.
you wanna just, we weren't sure when we did
Yeah, I think it's,
your purpose.
the next phase is
They'll pick a new
she
committee
has
for
to come
that.
in and do a presentation to the town and the village, I believe, and y'all have to vote on accepting it, right?
I think so, and then she said she was gonna, have another committee, but with
Well,
including
that's right,
residents from the
including
town of
folks
Woken
who
over
will-
there, yeah,
right,
so that'll be a
on
whole
that.
different committee.
on the trail.
Alright,
So we taking that off?
we can take that
I'll
off,
take that off.
we get a resolution for that now. Alright. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes from the December 19th, 2022 regular meeting, public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I found a couple of items.
You'll tell me the typos. Right,
Okay,
they're just typos.
right, okay. So under number 2, that, you just leave that alone then? Because that's not necessarily a typo. I'm not sure. He stated the proposed local law is reasonable. He commented the bulk water section in the LUR is not protective. But again, I understand what it means because it's referencing the planning board has the authority to address the special use permit. But if you don't want to touch that, okay. The typo is under number 3. Let's see, 3rd sentence,
Page 3.
page 3.
I'll change it
Number
before I
3.
put the minutes in.
Right, I mean, it's minor. It says she stated the town as opposed to stated the town board members, so it's minor.
All in favor?
I get a motion to accept the minutes from the December 29th, 2022 year-end meeting.
I'll make the resolution.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Second,
Aye. I get a motion to accept the minutes from the January 3rd, 2023 organizational meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second
All in
I'll
favor?
second it.
Aye.
it. You can give that one to Charlie.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
he's still second and second. I get a motion to accept the supervisor's
Oh,
report
third.
for December 2022.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in
Second it.
favor? Aye.
Aye. A little late.
You gotta be quicker, Charlie.
Correspondence.
Get tough as the internet.
What's in there? CEO report. Email about EU charges for property on Pool Beach, which is in things, cemetery. Planning board minutes, zoning board. FEMA.
I will, can I comment on 2.2, the CEO report? I don't know if you noticed, but there's an appreciable increase overall for what it's worth. And
I think
pick
Yeah.
up on that.
He's doing a really good job.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
was
I'm
less,
thinking. I
um,
think it's a reflection of,
there's less new homes, only 1 compared to 5, but the numbers are still way above
right,
what before. So.
oh, the cemetery access easement, I had a question on that. Did Kevin review that?
He's got it, he's just, so that's why I said to Scott to sign it when the attorney approves it, then we can just go ahead.
Okay,
If he has questions, then we can change it further.
Highway report. Old business, the flagging of West Bay storm sewer. I spoke with Carl from Cuba County Sewer and Water. That's who Jay Sawyer does most of his work from. Explained to him the situation we had, where we wanted it to be covered reliability and stuff. He totally understood, said that they would take that task on, they would do it. And I says, well, what are you gonna charge us? And he said, well, whatever you're paying Jay. And I said, well, good, because we don't pay Jay nothing. He said, well, let me rethink this and I'll get back to you. And I haven't got a number yet, but they are willing to do it. I think it'll be a very menial fee. When I get that fee, I'll bring it back and we can decide if that's the way we want to go or not. Basically be getting the same service we're getting now, we'll just have the coverage of their insurance and their coverage liability on everything. Old State Road, we still haven't heard nothing. Water District 2, Karen kind of filled us in on that, hopefully after Thursday night, we'll have some more information.
Yeah, answers.
It looks like the PVC pipe with using, they plugged in Cuba County Sewer and Water, because that's the only quote we had. Buying water from the village of Fairhaven, looked quite a bit cheaper, but if we were to buy with Water District number 2, we would have the ability, we would be buying water from Aqua. If we bought water wholesale from there, we'd have to compare the price to what the price for the Fairhaven water is and see what the better. I think Aqua's bulk water price is quite a bit lower. There was one notable thing that I liked was, with their study, they found there would be no need for an additional pump to pump water to the water tower. So they'd be able to just, they'd have to have still do the meter pit with a meter there, shut off valve or whatever they've got to do, backflow valve, all that stuff. Still, I'm guessing they talked before about a pit or possibly a building for all that, but that's quite a big bullet to dodge, because that would have been a pretty expensive feat to put a pump in and everything, so. Land use regulations.
that's what I addressed in the letter.
For Haven regarding Water District 3,
We're waiting.
they've been, they want to have a meeting, so we need to pick a date and we can get a meeting with them. What days of the week are best for you?
Yeah.
Mondays, Tuesdays, I'll see if they can come up some Monday or Tuesday night. Yep. We'll talk with them, but I kind of wanted to wait until after we got the Camden
After
stuff.
this, there's-
Wayne County said they're not interested at all in doing it because they work in a lot of partnerships with Cuba County Sewer and Water. And he said they won't even bid on it because they have kind of a understood, you stay in your ballpark, we'll stay in ours and get along that way, so. King Street, no parking signs, we're kind of waiting for that. Hopefully we get them the court system. Got a lot of interest from Evan Sutherland for the bar. Coloca's Winery, the grant that they had applied for, they were denied. It was a revitalize New York, whatever, restore New York. Because it was a vacant property, they said they were primarily in the beginning wanting to restore old buildings. I went to the Cuba County Supervisors meeting the other night, and there was a lady there from CETA, which is Cuba County Economical Development Association. What they do is they'll talk with businesses, they'll talk with municipalities, they talk with landowners, try to get an idea of what properties you have in your town that are available for development. They talk to businesses that want to develop or businesses that want to come into town. Right now, they're very active with Micron, setting up. You're gonna have Micron, and she said there'll be tier 1 companies that'll be within 5 to 10 miles of a close range. So there'll be other companies that'll be clear, classified like a tier 2 company. They're talking about a lot of possible building and stuff along the 370 corridor, the northern end of the county, so they're working on that. I think this might possibly be a good fit too for Coloca's and different businesses to get in contact with her and have her help them. They know all the different grants and sounds like they're pretty instrumental in helping with a lot of that stuff. But Coloca and that Nicola did request another meeting, but I haven't. It's on the community block grant, but nobody can seem to answer when they want to meet, so. The ARPA grant money, that's still sitting there, prospectively waiting to see what happens with Water District 2. The Nature Center, I still haven't heard anything back. I mentioned something to Jim. I gotta get Doug Dello Strito's contact information. I thought I had it and I don't. I'm trying to get a contract for that. Have you been plowing that road? Or-
Yes. I'll forward it to you.
Okay,
I have his email.
yeah, you got that. I thought I had it, but
Yeah,
I probably do, but I'm not putting the name in it or something.
he sent a letter too. There's a
Yeah.
letter that should be
Yeah,
in your file somewhere. But I can forward that to
okay,
you.
yeah. New business, the Thayer property EDU charge.
I think with Kevin's response, it's a open check.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody understands that. I get a motion to enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation and invite ZBA members, Rich Palmieri and Carolyn Waterman.
I'll make that one.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie,
Charlie?
Yes,
Joe.
yes,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
hear me now.
Yep.
Um,
And then put him on mute, and you can-
Yeah. yeah, take care of this stuff.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Lucille, keep them in order. When you and Frank, Charlie.
Come on, Charlie. There you are. You're there now. They're coming.
Thank you.
You got a hot dog, huh?
We thought it was just pizza. Prime Rib, we're gonna turn the air conditioning on you guys.
But we're,
Oh.
if we were in my office, you'd be more than welcome.
By the way, Charlie was on. the phone.
Yeah, we called, dialed in.
Yeah,
So I could.
He's back.
He looks like he's
oh, you were down.
looking at there's a fly flying around or something.
Yeah, that works out really well. Thank you. So, I'm glad it worked. Thank you.
He said it was.
Okay, Charlie,
All right.
there?
Can I get a motion to exit executive session?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yeah.
Charlie, nod your head. You gotta unmute. There you go. Yes.
I did again. I did.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Second time. Quit muting me.
We hear you now.
All right, can I get a motion to pay the audited vouchers?
I'll make that motion.
I'll say,
I'll
Karen?
second that.
Lee,
yes.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joe.
Yes, again.
Yes.
Yes.
Scott.
You hear me now?
Yes. Okay, so he's got a delay there.
Right.
He said,
Um,
but I know he was there.
I get a motion to authorize the assessor to purchase the SDG outpost program through Cuba County for assessment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Can I get a motion exempting parcel 2.06-1-21 from EDU charges due to the property does not exist and the property owner does not benefit from the service in water district number 1.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie.
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Yes, again.
Question on that, can't that get like eliminated right from the tax roll too?
And it will be.
It will be,
Their-
they're able to
their
take it right
assessment-
off?
Their assessment
Zero,
zero.
okay.
They, actually, he paid the EDU charge
With no assessment.
with no assessment, so what I have to do is notify the
Correct.
assessor, she notifies the county
Okay,
takes it off, then she has to go back to the assessor, come back to me. It's a lengthy process, and I
But
gotta
then-
return the money. Oh, sorry.
But then does that mean the remaining property owners in Water District 1
That
will
should
then
increase
have to
them.
absorb the expense? I kind of.
think we need to
put that out
ask-
Thinking.
We
it
need to
would.
ask Kevin Cox that question.
I would
'cause I think
imagine that's what'll happen.
Right, the same way as if the property's subdivided and another one's added, it should diminish their portion. So. This will be a shortage. I get a motion to appoint Evan Sutterby to the Board of Assessment Review.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I think Charlie got it.
Second it.
Charlie.
Here,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, again.
Get a motion to rescind resolution 2023-025,
Which is,
which is
The sick time.
the sick time resolution we
Okay.
passed for sick time at the last meeting.
I'll make that motion.
That'd be 2022-025.
We did it at the organizational meeting. I double checked it.
Did we?
Because I
Okay.
thought the same
I
thing.
always think we did it at the organizational meeting. Okay.
I'll second it.
All right, Charlie. Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie,
Yes,
Joan,
Yes,
Scott.
Yes. Can I get a motion to correct resolution regarding sick time as follows? As of the end of December 2022, as per the employee handbook, each of the employees will receive an additional 120 sick hours on January 1st, 2023. Employee. I gotta do this.
Yeah,
Employee A, 170, employee C, 600, employee B, 100, employee D, 1110.
I'll make that motion.
second,
Karen,
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Charlie. Joan,
yes,
Scott.
Yes.
yes. Yes,
I get a resolution pursuant to town law, section 123, the criminal and civil dockets of the town justices for July to December 2021 and January to June 2022 have been duly examined, and the fines and fees have been turned over to the proper officials, with monthly cash summary being viewed, having been duly examined, with all monies dispersed properly.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie. Joan.
yes,
yes,
Scott.
Yes. Can I get a motion to schedule the February regular meeting to February 27th, 2023 at 7 PM and authorize the town clerk to advertise for such meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Charlie,
yes,
Joan,
yes,
Scott.
Yes. Can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the Williamson Law Book Agreement for town clerk and tax collector computer software program?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Charlie,
yes,
Joan,
Yes,
Scott.
Yes.
yes,
Can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a cemetery access easement agreement with Robert and Rita Woodworth in regards to the Woodworth Cemetery with the attorney's approval?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Karen,
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Charlie. Joan,
yes,
Scott.
Yes. Anybody like privilege of the floor?
Yeah, one more thing. The opening day for Yankee baseball will be on March 30th at 1 o'clock to be playing San Francisco.
Okay,
Thank you.
I just want to get a head start on that.
all right. We'll make sure we don't have a meeting that night.
Right. I was gonna say Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, not a
Thank you.
problem.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye,
Aye.
Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
Stay warm.
Thanks,
Thank you.
I'm trying.
He went down to move some stuff to his mother-in-law's house or back to his mother-in-law's house or something.
Some sort of
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You still saying yes?